Good evening. I'm still reporting on the National Enquirer. This one is about my brief but unforgettable stint stringing for the National Enquirer and the wild ways they got stories first. After the Carol Burnett lawsuit in the 1980s hit them hard, the boss, Generoso Pope Jr., pivoted. Become the leader in accurate health and medical reporting to help rebuild our credibility. That's the assignment I was given. Ben Bolton, Ben the Bolt, the AP veteran who scavenged my Loudon Monitor newspaper for leads, recommended me for the job. Soon I was flying down to Lantana, Florida once a month, all expenses paid, to work in their luxurious headquarters. My assignment: produce top-tier health stories. My osteopathic family background helped me get the job. The mandate from the boss was blunt: heretofore, all Enquirer stories will be true. The boss established new criteria for an Enquirer story of mine. I had to get 2 MDs at accredited U.S. universities in each of the 3 main U.S. medical groups to agree to every single word in the story and on tape. So I had to get 6 doctors. I had to read these stories back, the final stories, back to these 6 doctors and get all of their approval. They wanted the big 3 medical societies, the American Heart Association, the Arthritis Foundation, and the American Cancer Society, to agree on tape that, quote, the Enquirer is tops on health and medical stories, close quote. And there had never been a way of fact-checking stories like this before, as far as I know. I gradually assembled the stories to make that happen. But the real Enquirer magic was how they scooped everyone to get big stories. Whenever something big broke, my boss, Paul Levy, he was the former managing editor of the Philadelphia Enquirer, by the way. Everybody in that room, it was a big, beautiful room. They were all reporters. They were somebodies from somewhere. Anyway, my boss, Paul Levy, would call the bank. They'd deliver a literal suitcase full of $100 bills. Levy would grab that suitcase and run for the nearest flight at the airport. It would be packed with national reporters from every outlet. He'd walk the aisles handing out cash to reporters he knew from years in the business. More if you give me your story first. And it worked a lot. No one else was still a one-man operation in this business. The boss was boss, and he was taking in around $3 million a week from the Enquirer operation with 0 debt. He could spend any amount of money on a story that he wanted to. Paul Levy was a trip, hugely overweight, but still sharp as a tack. When I messed up a story, he'd throw a pencil across the room at me. The most memorable moment came when Levy handed me a scrap of paper with a simple phone number scrawled on it. Levy said, "It's Bob Hope's number. Call this and he'll answer right away." And I looked at him and went, "Really?" Get the story, and so we can put it out tonight. It was on a Tuesday, and Wednesday was when it went to press. It was a weekly. I nervously set up my tape recorder and dialed Bob Hope's number. And guess what? Bob Hope picked up. He started out, "Well, the Queen was very kind to give me this award." And I interrupted, "And it's on tape." "Which Queen? Victoria?" He burst out laughing. Good one. He was legendary for telling everybody throughout his lifetime that he was only 49 years old. So we wrapped the interview, mission accomplished. The story ran the next Wednesday, and finally Levy and the boss were happy. Shortly thereafter, I finished the health series and got the 6 readbacks required. Then the boss died in 1988, and in 1999, his estate sold the Enquirer to a Boston investment group for $412 million. The legendary days ended. Money dried up. The pencil pushers, as they say, took over the show. The money dried up, especially for stringers like me. It was a riot while it lasted. First class flights, big budgets, access no one else had. But I stayed independent. I didn't want to be an on staff Enquirer person just because the taint potentially that went with it, it just wasn't worth it. Still, it taught me that truth sells anywhere if you deliver it straight. Love you all. I'm still reporting from just outside the citadel of world freedom. Good day.